So thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate it so much. My name is Amanda Eversole. I am a group fitness instructor. I teach Les Mills, Body Pump, and Body Combat. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear from my mentor who's been in the fitness industry for 16 years. She's been an owner of several gym locations, voted #1 Pilates yoga bar and studio in all of San Diego for several years. And she's even trained celebrities all over the world. So also within just 8 months, she's now making $120K a month with a booming ground floor business. And she, as well as the leaders on my team, have helped me personally earn over $14,000 in just my first 2 months. So she is going to share a little bit of her story tonight. So please welcome Mariel Filippone. Take it over, girl. I saw you on here. Oh, do I have to unmute you? Hang on. Where are you? Technical difficulties. There we go. I got you.
Woo-hoo! Okay, I didn't know the word to sign you and say I'm muted. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm so excited. I know we have a lot of amazing fitness professionals on here, and also those of you that are just, I would say into fitness and into health and wellness and all that great stuff. And then, of course, we'll be able to utilize this recording for future, I guess, guests that want to hear a little bit more about the Q story. And when Amanda first asked me to, share on a webinar like this, I was excited because this is exactly where I see the company going. I really do see the company growing from here, right? I have already seen in just the 19 months I've been with the company, we have seen the company double and triple and quadruple, and I don't know what the word is, ×8, but and is it octable? I don't know. That obviously people are paying attention to what Q Sciences is and the product line and the opportunity here. So it gets me really excited, choked up, emotional, just to be a part of something like this. I think people wait their entire lives or hope their entire lives to be a part of something like this and to make an impact in the world. And they can only hope and pray that something like this comes along, and here we are. We've heard about it before the masses, and this is exciting. My husband and I were a part of another company that we got to work from our phones and our computers, and we were a part of that company for 5 years. And it was a skincare company, and we had a lot of amazing stories and success, and my husband was able to walk away from his 18-year-long career that owned all of his life and his time. I was able to actually sell my gyms and get out of that industry. Not that it was bad, because it served us well for many, many years, 13 plus years. It was incredible to raise our children, in the gyms, and a lot of our friends' children, and of course, a lot of our friends. I personally helped tens of thousands of people lose weight, get in shape over the 16 years. So I feel very passionate about that and what we were able to do there. What was hard, though, was the time freedom that we lacked. If we wanted to go on vacation as gym owners, that was just not in the cards, and especially with my husband's career as well. And so it definitely, owned and monopolized our time. And we saw all these people making money from their phone, their computer, and we couldn't figure it out. People would come into our gyms and our studios every single week, basically pitching us on, hey, you should really join this company. Hey, you should sell this. Hey, you have all these, clients, they would benefit from buying supplements from you, right? Because I would source out and recommend different nutritional supplements all over the place that I loved and cared for, of course. And I knew they would work for my clients. But I never necessarily made a dollar by doing that. I didn't necessarily, capitalize on that. And that wasn't a trend that you see happening now, right? And so in the last couple years, this whole concept of, making money from your phone or your computer by just sharing something that works, that's a newer thing, right? And so my husband and I, 7 years ago, decided to educate ourselves and to figure this out and to become students, of the industry. He didn't have a college education. I did, but wasn't using my major at all for anything. And I went around the world, yes, having amazing experiences training people and keeping people fit and et cetera, et cetera. But it took away from family time and took away from quality time. And I wasn't able to truly have a residual income. Residual income, I didn't really understand what that meant. When I trained somebody, I got paid for the hour I spent with them. Or maybe I also got paid on meal planning for them, nutritional planning for them. I did things like that eventually towards the end of that fitness career. And I charged a lot of money for packages like that, right? But it was a lot of money up front one time maybe. Or it was they would come to my class for a few months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. I had some women, dedicated women, some of you might even be on listening to this. I had 23 men and women, mostly women, that literally were my clients for over 13 years straight. And I'll always be super grateful for that pack, right? You become family. You know who those clients are when you're a trainer, and they become part of your family, and they'll always be in your life, right? And I did have that talk with them, and hey, there's this over here on the side, this side gig that I started that's actually paying me more than all of these classes I'm teaching per day. And then it got to a point where it was paying me more than all of my gyms and studios. And then I got to a point where it was paying more than what my husband was bringing in and I was bringing in. At one point in this industry, a couple years back, my husband and I looked at each other, because the check we were making on a monthly basis was paying us 17 times more than my gyms and studios that I owned and ran and operated that were very, very successful, okay, in Southern California, and also what my husband's salary after almost 18 years was with his company, right? That just blew our minds that this could happen in this industry, because we were always super anti, like, we don't want to be a part of multi-level marketing. We have a real business. I used to say that. I can't even believe I would say that. I said that. Okay. I said that. And then now I see what's transpired in network marketing, multi-level marketing. Thank God it's network marketing. I tell my husband every day, because friends and family and fitness instructors and people I meet at the gym or what have you, that are open and looking for a way to make money from their phone and their computer don't have to have a lot of money to get started that we had to have to start our gyms. We had to have $60,000 minimum just to open our door with our first Pilates studio. And granted, that didn't include the $5,000 sign. That didn't include the $10,000 website and software that we had to run for scheduling. That was just to open our door and to run things on paper, and to have a really cheap sign out on the storefront street that was a plastic sign that said, Pilates and yoga and bar here now, right? So anyhow, good old memories. So if you are a fitness, enthusiast, if you are a fitness trainer, if you have a gym and you're an owner, I'm really speaking to you, because I've led that life. 16 years of working with people and then 13 of owning our own locations. I can honestly tell you that, you want to, take advantage of where we sit in today's time. The social economy, the U economy, the side gig economy is here. And people have been making money in this space for 100+ years. I just don't believe the timing of 20 and 15 and 10 and even 5 years ago would have been right for someone like, yourself maybe, right? And I think now is the time that we really, if you're not making money from your phone or your computer, you're going to miss the boat on this. And you're really only making linear income when you train somebody and you work with someone, you get paid on that hour, or you get paid on the meal planning, right? You very well might not get paid on that person in subsequent months following. So to have something that they're purchasing that they fall in love with, that works for their system and works, for their sleep and their energy and their mental focus, their skin, whatever it is that our company has that I'm going to share with you in a minute, you make that repeat sale month after month, whether or not they ever walk through your gym or they come to your boot camp or they come to your yoga class ever again, right? That was a concept that I didn't understand fully back when I was running and operating so many gyms that we expanded into so many locations. And I had, hundreds of people working for me, several managers. It was a full-blown operation. One of our Pilates studios alone had 20 reformer machines, if you even know what that means. So I'm not talking small little, businesses, right? This was a major enterprise. And yet this little side business of referring a product line was paying us more, because after you take all the overhead and the rent and the bills and you put those aside, you add those up, right? So anyhow, I'm going to share some slides with you on what quintessential biosciences mean, what Q sciences mean, or we call it Q for short, because in this day and age, everybody wants to have something that is a little bit easier to explain. And so, and of course my slides disappeared down below here. So I'm going to pull these up real quick. I don't know why that did that. Okay, where'd you go? Technical difficulties. I promise I practiced before this because, okay, here we go. And of course I need to scroll up here. Okay. So here we are. We always tell people, I met a friend actually, ironically, at the gym today. My husband and I like to go to the gym together, and we were sitting there in the sauna, and lo and behold, this guy was talking about turning in his resume. And I thought, man, I don't need to say anything. I don't want to intrude, but at the same time, I owe it to this guy. I should say something, right? Because here I know what we have our hands on with Q, and turning in your resume means, of course, that you're signing up to work for somebody else, right? And that's okay. I totally am not talking down to anyone that has a job. Please understand that. I have a lot of friends and family. They love their jobs. I'm only speaking to those that do want to take advantage of the social sharing economy, that do want to work for themselves maybe, or also work a job and then work this alongside, right? So we ask everybody to start where you're at. We don't have to have anybody here that has experience in any sort of sales whatsoever. God knows I did not have any experience in sales. I was a fitness trainer. I would recommend supplements. Eventually I started, meal planning, prepping for my clients, and telling them what supplements to buy. But still, I definitely did not have any sort of sales experience. I would say 90% of people think I can't sell anything. I don't feel comfortable selling anything, and that's okay. We don't want salesmen. Actually, we really want people to understand that our technology works when it's simple and it's a share. And when you can come from that mindset and understand it's just a simple share, and of course you can grow a wildly successful side income and then executive level income, then great. But we want you to use what you learned through us in our training to live the life that you want. So we always ask everybody, where they're at now, and where do you want to be in a couple years' time? Because like anything, any business requires time. When I opened my first Pilates studio way back when, in 2004, I opened the doors. Okay, we had spent $60,000 just to get started. Okay, thank you, Dad, for a small loan at the time that I was able to pay back after 3+ years. Okay, we didn't go into profit mode for 3 years. Can you imagine? 3 years there was no profit mode because of loans and et cetera, and having to buy new equipment and expanding and payroll, et cetera, rent, all that good stuff, right? You get the idea. And so we are asking people to understand a basic business principle. Where do you start now, and where do you want to be in time, right? We want you to live life on your terms, and that might sound cheesy. I'm not trying to sound cheesy, but we just know how we can help you get there. We have a system that's been working. My husband and I have used this system for 7 years. We teach our team, our team leaders, just as Amanda said, who, by the way, is incredible. And yes, I may have helped her in a very small way, but it is all her and her team exploding like they are. And so what this is here at Q is basically the right vehicle, I believe, in what else exists out there. I believe that Q is the right vehicle in this space and time to create the most amount of wealth for your family. And what I mean by that is the right mentors have everything to do with this, because everything rises and falls on leadership. I've seen it in my previous company as well. And my husband and I would never have necessarily walked away from, that successful of a build that we had for 5 years if we were never introduced to Q. I'll be honest with you. A good friend, had me take a look at Q, and I couldn't unsee what I saw. Bottom line, I knew I could make a bigger impact here. and I have a true desire to improve the life of everyone around me and my loved ones. And I knew the CEO and founder, Mark Wilson, had the same desire. And when you can, have a leadership team that all believes in going in the same direction together and unified, amazing things can happen. So he is a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback champion. And then he went into successful real estate development for 30 plus years. He also was a major financial consultant and has a lot of expertise and success in that department as well. So a lot of the Pacific Northwest drive-thrus, for example, were developed and owned by Mr. Mark Wilson. So he didn't need to do necessarily network marketing. He didn't have to start this company in 2012. He just wanted to. He retired to the golf course, and after 6 months, he realized he couldn't do that the rest of his life. You can't necessarily keep an NFL Super Bowl champion quarterback down, I should say, from inspiring and changing and impacting lives globally, right? And so when he met Jake Spencer 2 years ago, he actually had Jake Spencer consult him on growing Q Sciences. And Mr. Jake Spencer came in and became the senior vice president after consulting for a little while, realizing there was a lot of things they could pivot in the company and kind of redefine the industry, if you will. So Mr. Jake Spencer spent many years in the field himself with lots of sales experience. And I really believe the wow factor, the heart of the company would be our Mr. Jake Spencer and Mr. Mark Wilson's combination and their partnership. And I really believe when they partnered with Dr. Stephen Kimberly here, our chief product formulator, our chief science officer, this is why we have the home run, right? Or the grand slam. Those of you that follow baseball. I really believe our leading edge technology is, what sets us apart, because there's a lot of companies that are home-based businesses that offer supplements and offer CBD now, offer protein shakes, et cetera, et cetera. But they don't necessarily have a doctor who has spent 38 plus years in practice as a medical internist and a naturopath that had 12 years being the senior editor at WebMD. This is incredible and was mind-blowing to me, because here I came from a company that, again, my husband and I sold $40 million worth of anti-aging skincare in 9 different countries globally. We thought we had, really made an impact there. And yet we had no idea that the number one selling product pack here that Dr. Stephen Kimberly, formulated and had everything to do with overseeing it right here, this Q Core Complete. We had no idea that this box right here has over 33 published peer-reviewed medical journals and studies on what it's doing for our human bodies, right? It's not tested on rats and mice, for example, okay? So the brain health supplement that comes in this pack, along with our anti-inflammatory, along with our probiotic and our fish oil omega, the brain health supplement has 36 daily micronutrients of essential vitamins and minerals that help the brain function properly. There are studies done over 20 plus years on this product, studies in autism, ADHD, stroke patients, mental clarity and dysfunction, several things from schizophrenia, bipolar, mental, disorders. But I don't necessarily want to just talk about that and highlight that. What about a good, healthy working brain, right? I always take care of my health. I could feel the difference and the improvement on taking these supplements. That is a big deal for me. Someone that's always supplemented and knows that our, diet on a regular basis, I can't eat 20 bags of kale to save my life in one sitting, right? And how many blueberries I would need, or salmon, fish oil, right? Wild caught, not farm raised, by the way. You can't put that many micronutrients into your body on a daily basis anymore. Everything has changed. Our produce has changed. Our soil has changed. So the fact that all of our full suite of products here include scientifically validated products with high quality sourced ingredients that range from overall health and nutrition and weight management all the way to hormone regulators, sublingual supplement sprays, even powdered form for kids, healthy energy drinks, sleep aids that are not over the counter packed with chemicals, but natural sleep aids and alternatives, whey and vegan options, gluten-free, of course, not tested on any animals, very, very impressive when it comes to every finite detail. Sometimes you do have to spend a little bit more money for quality. I will say that. But I really believe because the company owns the products outright, that they keep the price point affordable to the masses. And here we are in a space and time where people are looking for CBD. They are actively searching. They're out buying. They're just uneducated on, Q having something far superior in the marketplace. And this is where the opportunity lies for you to be a customer or a partner of ours, a business partner of ours, and get the word out. Because customers and business partners both have benefits when becoming part of our Q family. What makes Q different in the space of CBD and hemp? So much of anything in business is the fact that documentation beats conversation any day of the week. And although we're already industry leaders in the health and wellness department, that we're on the rise in that space, people don't necessarily know that we have the superior CBD hemp, full spectrum hemp line. And so it's our job and our opportunity and our responsibility to get the word out and let people know that, hey, they could be spending, money on CBD products that aren't going to be effective for them. They're maybe not going to have as quality of results, That's really, really important to everybody, right? So we have an 85% absorbability that, people just don't necessarily know. So what that really technically means is that a lot of these CBD oils that are tinctures under the tongue, they might even say something like pure CBD. Well, that's silly because that doesn't exist. That's just a marketing ploy. Or if you turn over a bottle of CBD oil and you check the ingredients and the first ingredient is an oil, MCT oil, for example, it's being cut with MCT oil. It doesn't need to be if it's truly potent and pure. And as a product like ours, like we don't mix anything in there like that, right? And so what's awesome is that our closest competitor in the space, if you even call it a competitor, traditionally about 6% of those CBD oils absorb into the body. And we know 100% without a shadow of doubt, based on all of our testing and all of our science and all of our white papers, that you are getting 85% absorbability into your system. Why is this awesome for someone in fitness, right? Someone that works at a gym, someone that trains people. You can mention to them, hey, maybe you should sample this for a day or two and give me your feedback, right? I really, really believe in this sampling process and what we have here because we know our products work. We actually recommend that you try them as well. There's no side effects. Guaranteed results, 30-day 100% money back guarantee. And we have combo packs that save you money. This is an example of a combo pack. This is our Pain Relief Cream XL, which, by the way, is the most amazing cream for people that need support at post-workouts that are really tough. Any sort of muscle, that might be pulled or exasperated or in pain, anything like that whatsoever, we get immediate results with our XL cream. We also have another cream called Renew that works very well, but the XL has a menthol added to it, so it does have that icy hot component. So it's really great on fighting inflammation, really amazing as a topical cream. And then we have our hemp oil, our fuse oil, sublingual under the tongue, that has so many amazing benefits that I could go on and on about what we have. Again, here's another image of all of our CBD hemp, full spectrum hemp products. We have roller balls as well that works on the immune system, works on pain relief, and then works on anxiety and sleep. And then what's really exciting is our brand new skincare line that just launched. Now, some of you men might think, oh no, she's talking skincare. Please know that I still believe, I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day, I still believe that you can actually promote skincare better than women sometimes, because if you're serious about this topic, people will listen to you. We just know the science exists. Even me right now doing this, webinar, I am sacrificing my skin. I hope you are, taking note how much I care to share this information. But we know the blue light rays that they're emitting from every screen, phone, computer, even TVs, right? 10 plus hours a day, the average person is in front of a screen or computer, average person in an urban population. And that is emitting rays that are actually damaging your skin. And so this skincare line my husband and I, yet again, and several of our friends that were part of another anti-aging skincare company, we did see people spend money on skincare, okay? But it was nowhere near the science that Dr. Stephen Kimberly and the team has brought forth in this line. I am so excited to see what transpires. We also sold a lot more expensive skincare than this, and it sold every day, all day. Okay. I know the combo of these three, by the way, they're smaller little, so you can travel with them, which is amazing in today's time, but a little goes a long way. It's a 30-day supply. It's incredible. We've had amazing results, but the technology is impressive because it not only has full spectrum micro-infused, oil that is our unique proprietary blend, but it also has the blue light blocking technology. So there's no other skincare on the market that has anything like this. So we just ask you to see where do you stand? Would you like to take advantage of our wholesale pricing and join our community of support and learn? And of course, earn some free products by just being a customer? Or do you want to take advantage of, maybe spending $250 and becoming an ambassador and having your own website, having your own app, learning our system and how you can get paid in your first week and go into income producing, activities in your first week? Take advantage of the 4 ways that we get paid. Take advantage of our compensation plan that is just this one chart, which is really impressive in this industry. It's not a 14-page document. It's not 20 pages long on how you can get paid and how you can earn. I know that was really impressive for someone like myself because a lot of these companies are very confusing on how you get paid. And this is just really straightforward, and I love that. I love that you can share our product line and our opportunity with friends and family, and then just put them on the phone with one of us. Make it simple. Say, I really don't know a whole lot. I just know this is a ground floor company backed with a lot of science growing, and they're projected to be a part of this billion-dollar growth. And I want to get my piece of the pie, right? You want to be at the right place at the right time. Well, here you are. And I promise that I can walk you through what that looks like. I'm a firm believer in also having booths where people can sample things at gyms. I've seen that work beautifully. I've seen people have booths. I actually am going to do one this weekend at a gym where people sample because our products really do taste differently, I should say. And so what's exciting is that, no one has, our technology. Nobody has a water soluble, full spectrum hemp oil. There's a lot of oils that exist out there that when you release them in the system, again, they don't necessarily do what ours is going to do. So we feel very passionate and very excited about the future here at Q. And we'd love for you guys to, take this as a serious opportunity for you and your families and see where you end up in 6 months, in a year's time, in 2 years' time. I do know one thing. When you join a company like this early, in the first couple years versus when you join when something's 17, 20, even 7 years old, there is a difference, right? And so it's always going to pay out. The T in timing is more important than the T in talent. It's always going to pay out a lot more lucratively for anyone that you know. Think about all the fitness professionals that that you can also share this with, where you're not tied to a geographic location anymore on earning. Any fitness professionals you ever trained with, worked with that moved away, pick up the phone, let them know this exists. You never know what's going to transpire. Thank you guys for hopping on. And thank you, Amanda, for hosting this.